And once you've got that really good, but you always, it's like yoga, you just do that before you get started, you know? And then, once you've done that, that teaches your mind where every single note is. And then you just go into the zone. And that takes about 15 to 20 minutes depending on the vessel and the humidity in the air. Because what you're doing is heating up the inside of this vessel. It's like a yidiki. A yidiki is the proper name for a didgeridoo. Didgeridoo is a white man's word. It's yidiki. And you've got to blow that air. That's what the whole purpose of circular breathing is, to heat up the inside of the vessel. And when you've heated it up enough, the cooler air on the outside will start to pull it out. And that's when you're in the zone, because all of your blood has been pumped up with oxygen at that point. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the vessel and the person. And then you just, the flute or the yidiki starts playing you, and that's the goal. You don't want to be this person that's the ego, you know, I'm going to, you know, impress people. No, it's about dream time. It's about going into the zone where you're connected to all things in the universe. And then the flute plays you. Yeah.
What have you got?
He's taking the seeds out of the pod. You know, those are actually delicious.
All right, mini one.
When they're cooked, they're sprouted. Do you like dolls? Like that. You got to cook them or sprout them.
You can eat them when they're green. They're a bit yummy. They taste like peas.
You can eat them when they're green.
Something like this one here that's actually headed straight towards the middle. And any of the fruit and any of the things that's going on is one that you certainly want to cut out, you know. It's like before, as I said, it depends on your tools as well, as in if you're getting too big with the branches, you want to be actually using the right tool. You wouldn't want to go any bigger with cutting this sort of branch with this sort of tool. If you've got big branches and you're using a saw, quite often you're better off cutting it off here to get rid of the weight, because as you cut through with something on a saw, it'll tear. With the chainsaw sort of thing, if you're cutting through, you know, you'll actually have it'll fall, you know, and as it falls, it'll tear down the thing with a bit of bark like that, basically. You see that tearing motion that will happen with the weight of it. So quite often if you're using a chainsaw or a saw and it's a heavy branch, cut up higher and to get the weight off it, and then do your final cut down lower to give it a nice clean cut and then the respect. Like as I said, this is an extreme with the size of the branch. So the tool you'd want to either settle off with to really do this justice, to be honest. So you're after a clean cut. So I've cut away there's a collar. I haven't cut right in close like that. I've actually cut away, allowing a little bit of a collar, and that's an important part of a pruning process. Directional pruning. So let's imagine this is the tree in the perspective. So we're actually wanting to open it up. So allowing some light in. We've got a branch going out to the side there. You know, you're actually working on making them going out. Anything going towards the middle. Overlapping branches, you're going to cut it out and open it up. You know, we've got a fair sort of a thing there. We've got, say, this branch going way up there. These other ones. So for this year, you might actually just take out that one branch and keep the tree going nice and low. So what you're doing is you're trying to transfer that energy into going sideways instead of going back right up, because you want to be able to manage these things. Quite often, if you're cutting them down lower, you're doing it far better justice for yourself later than cutting things up higher, because when they reshoot, if you're going to give things a new start, they'll put a shoot of energy up here. If you're cutting down here, they'll shoot off here, and you'll actually have everything branching off lower. So directional pruning is about the energy flow coming up the plant, and where's it going to go? It's going to come up the top of this and go, we can't go any further, so we'll go out here. We'll put our energy out here, and this is the direction we want to go. Well, is that the direction we want to go, or do we want to push it into that? If we decided we actually really wanted to focus the direction going there, this one is going over the centre, it's hanging over there, we didn't really want it, or you know, whatever decision you wanted to make, it's no good cutting it off up there, because the energy would come up here and go, oh, can't go any further. Okay, spray, put a big spray, and you'll have 20 shoots coming off there, and it'll all be doing that. If you want the energy to go up there, you need to be cutting it off just a little bit lower than that, like about there, So the energy comes up and goes, can't go anywhere there, now I'll go over this way. It's not putting its energy into spraying out and shooting out this way, it's following where the flow is, where it can go, and I guess that's the most critical point of directional pruning that I'd say. You know, looking at here, we have a little bit too high, you know, you keep your prunes back just a little bit so you've got a collar, but you've actually not have too much, because that will actually rot back. There'll be some die back and it'll die back close a certain amount, so you don't want to be cutting it off there, because then the dieback actually starts to impede upon the actual main trunk of the tree.
So yeah, if you leave a tool out in the weather, or even if you don't leave it out in the weather, it just hits a timber and actually gets grey, and it's basically losing all its moisture, and it's rough underhand. What I generally do when every now and then I get inspired and I maintain my tools. So I just find if you just use like a 60 grit or sandpaper, give it a quick rub back, and then paint it in a solution of 50% linseed oil and 50% turpentine. Just makes the linseed oil much thinner. Then you paint it on, and then the mineral turpentine will evaporate out and just leave the linseed oil, and then you're left with that, which is, it's got like the timber that suddenly, same as your oil and your timber deck or anything like that, to stop it splitting. If you continue and you put it onto the metal tool head, it actually dries out and it makes this sort of impervious layer and will stop it from rusting.
What's that?
The linseed.
What's that tool?
That is a... yeah, it's just a big wedge splitter.
Okay.
For making shakes.
Yeah. That's when steel was pounded. Yeah, it's hand forged. Nice thing.
That's a really good tool.
Come on, Charles.
And see how he's got the rubber? Did you already talk about that?
I didn't talk about that. Yeah, that is also a great thing to do on any axe or thing, because quite often if you're missing, you're hitting the hardwood block and you will end up splitting your handle. And well, you can see on this is an axe I found here that's damaged, no doubt from somebody hitting a star picket or something and using it as a hammer. If you were to have that, I just basically get bike tube and wrap it around. And I put it all around now. But as I say, it just makes it almost like waxy, It's almost like putting wax or something on it.
It stops it from rusting.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously on the cutting edge. As soon as you start using the cutting edge, that little bit will, chip off, but it doesn't blunt the tool. And that's a little bit, if you are using it all the time, that's not going to go rusty because you are, using it.
I use coconut oil, like if I've got coconut oil that's getting older or whatever, I use coconut oil.
Yeah.
On the handle and the blade.
Coconut oil is expensive.
Yeah, I only use it if it's not good anymore.
Yeah, if it's gotten old. Raw linseed oil, you buy like a 4 litre drum for, I don't know, $20. It's, I mean, you can even use brand new engine oil.
People used to paint onto their fences.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, in fact, if you live in places like Bloomfield or whatever, I know people have got timber-clad houses that were using linseed oil or tung oil, which can get mouldy, and the mould will actually get into the thing, and they just started using 20W50 engine oil, mould grows in it. Yeah, with the terps, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy at the hardware shop who'd been doing it for 20 years told me that was the cheapest. And
it's cheapest, easiest, and it will stop all mould from growing in it. But yeah, it's obviously a good thing to do because it prolongs, as soon as the timber dries out, you can see that this one's starting to split. I mean, this one's still salvageable, but I mean, if it stays much longer, it will split, be weak and break. And
just on that point, I know a lot of people, if like this tool head became loose, about applying that on there, because this is a wedge, and actually this goes down, it's getting fatter and so it's getting tighter on there, And some people actually start bashing this on like that, Ultimately, actually, when you start doing that on the ground, you're actually using the weight of that thing to actually drive it on harder. That's the best way you can actually do it. A lot harder onto the hard surface. It's how you're actually tightening up the tools with these ones that we're on.
Yeah.
And then put a screw through.
But that is the best. I mean, this hasn't come to that stage because I've still got a bit of meat on it. But quite a few of my other tools, you'll see, have got that.
Some as well, you actually get a piece of tin, and you can actually make a shape, and you're putting a sleeve in there to take up that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you can put it in there, and then it's spreading the weight over a bit of area, and that, especially when it actually does get a bit of a wobble in there.
Yeah.
And you're making like a little tin shim or a wedge to go in there, and it really helps with prolonging that as well. So
Good thing I was saying before, if you soak them in diesel, like that I reckon is too thick and it'll actually gum it up and it'll actually detract from the cutting edge. If you get them and you soak them in a bucket of diesel after every use and then pull them out, the diesel will dry. I mean, it's probably not the most ideal thing to, do on your citrus, but it does seem to just, make a film. It actually gets in the teeth and seems to convert rust and stops it from rusting any further. Especially these ones that I like that, because if you put them away with sap all over them, you'll pull them out the next time and they will be rusty.
Yeah.
They will be blunt and they're expensive tools.
And then you got to go buy another one.
Yeah.
Is there an alternative to diesel that might be a bit more true? What about molasses?
How about neem oil?
no, that'll eat.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't reckon molasses would do good. It'd actually eat away at it.
It'd eat that chrome off that thing.
I mean, diesel's pretty. It's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't seem too bad. I mean, if anything, it's probably when you do cut
Fish oil.
Yeah, fish oil is good, but it gums up, it sticks like that, fish and the rest of it.